So PlayStation and Naughty Dog just dropped a bunch of information regarding The Last of Us Part 1 remake. We got a blog post and we got 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes of like a trailer. It's features and gameplay trailer. So we're going to react to it here on the channel. It's kind of interesting that this is coming out now because obviously there's a bunch of leaks going on. There's no way that they made this whole video just like that. I mean, maybe it's possible, but I have a feeling that they're holding on to this and they decided to drop it now. I don't know when they were planning to release it, but either way, we're going to check it out. We're going to react to it. So if you guys do enjoy this one, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more. We do a variety of gaming content here on the channel and whatnot. So let's go ahead, check this out, and see what...
I'm coming.
See what...
More than 2 years ago when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2 and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
Okay. See, listen, I mean, everybody's saying that it's just like a corporate cash grab. I don't think so.
The original creative vision of...
Like, hold on real quick. It is like obviously a money. Like, they're making money off it, but there's a lot of work that still goes into this. And I mean, dude, I've said it before.
The Last of Us.
Like,
I think in a lot of ways
they're rebuilding this from the ground up
than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
That is true. Oh yeah.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools.
This is some of the gameplay that got leaked.
Draw from the 4K,
looks really good.
HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames. Help us to
it looks really good, man.
The Last of Us.
Oof. Oh, like, come on, look at that.
To rebuild our characters at the highest
way
fidelity.
Nicer.
Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down
to
look
at that.
The irises and the pupil depth.
That's insane.
You fall into the eyes of the characters.
It's insane.
Aside from that, the facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it almost closer to sort of the original.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue. Like glue. Got it. Good. Good.
We are able
to that's cool.
Not only just
like the original
have
performances,
the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Oof.
Pretty good, huh?
I mean, dude. In gameplay, on a stick.
She knew my mom.
All this stuff is designed
like,
to keep you constantly in this world.
Riley, come here. Now you got this. Go.
It looks way better, man. It's like it's not even questionable.
One of the things that the PlayStation 5
way better
is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like, this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. It just makes the world feel rich, makes it feel lived in.
It's like concrete, like chips and breaks.
Materials kind of have the properties that you'd expect. The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you and it's just ripping apart the concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Seeing things
break. See?
Like there's fear, there's a real fear.
Does make it more immersive.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic range of gameplay to play with.
That is true.
Around him.
I mean, think about that.
That AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
Huh.
Now how the enemies are communicating with each other, how they're chasing you, how they're flanking you, how intense that fight feels. It's so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other side.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's seriously crazy.
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies. The buddies,
they do stuff?
Technology that we developed for The Last of Us Part
2.
Do
they actually help you?
Very sophisticated understanding of like, okay, this is where the enemies can see their exposure. We not only have exposure, we have future exposure. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
Interesting.
Another big enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching.
Wow.
Motion matching is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of hundreds of animations. A mocapped actor has gone in and run this whole gauntlet of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character is going to go.
Okay.
And this motion model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core experience. And then beyond that, we wanted to add several features that fans have been asking for. For example, we now have a permadeath mode.
Oof.
Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see how fast they can play through this game. Beyond that, we added a bunch more unlockables. So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock. A model viewer mode, so people can really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
As she surveys
that
the
is
apartment,
true.
Her eyes wander to Joel.
She
steps past the couch. He wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which now has a cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description built into the game, built into the cinematics.
Wow.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
That's pretty crazy, man.
So
that's pretty crazy.
The identity of The Last of Us is the world.
I mean, the accessibility options, I mean, most of us may not think of it if we don't use them.
Completely the art direction.
But again, that's huge for people that...
These expansive
oh man, that's
vistas
nuts.
Not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example, like just the breath of fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And then, you know, to juxtapose that down in the tunnels in Wilds, and you get that dank, flooded tunnel feel, that humidity, you can actually feel it. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
Oh, wow, eh?
Now we got our engine on the PS5.
That's crazy.
Haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. And trying to do a stalker fight with the 3D audio is just so much fun. You're hearing them skid around in a different room, and you're hearing them trying to get it behind you.
That's nuts. See, that's the one thing I did mention as well, is that like
having that
all these little subtle differences,
hearing, turning, seeing, reacting. It's just
and
really
added layers.
That sense of just being grounded. You are in this character.
That
you are
we
in this
didn't
world.
That we didn't have in even the remastered version. You know.
Now, with the PlayStation 5,
they all add up,
control,
create a fuller, bigger experience. You know,
it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance, and then as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger.
That's cool. As I said too, man, the Dualsense features alone,
you're going to get the
Dualsense features alone are insane.
And then what I think is one of the ways that the Dualsense really advances things is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun.
Yeah, see, that's also really cool.
What's much more sophisticated about that on the Dualsense is that in effect has a little like speaker in it, and it's playing an audio file that comes through in the vibrations, and those two beats is what you're going to feel on the controller.
That's rad, dude.
This looks like a good spot.
This also ties in.
So I'm excited about that.
Workbench animations. So if you're seeing Joel taking apart a gun or screwing something in or putting a new stock on a gun, that moment where he's like jamming that on, you're gonna get that haptic feedback on that.
See, those are subtleties that
haptics all across the board. For all the
it makes a difference. I mean, for me anyways.
Jumping, landing, meleeing, getting.
I love the
melee,
features
like
of the DualSense controller. I love it.
We have represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore
really cool.
is the way we can enhance the really like quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe, getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe.
Interesting. Okay.
To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us. It's the high tension moments. It's the low tension moments.
That is true.
Feeling grounded. You're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story.
That's
in as
true.
many ways as we can, and that's what the new technology on the PlayStation 5 is allowing.
Yep. That's a great point. Wait, are we at the end? Almost.
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
I mean, it's kind of
There's something special.
That's kind of a
about that
fitting
whole experience.
That's kind of a fitting scene to play. Oh, that's beautiful.
Then to take that experience.
That's beautiful.
And really honor it. And
wow, man, that looks so good. It's so crisp,
but
man.
Elevated in every way possible. Whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's technology, everything that allows.
They've really went above and beyond with this game.
Not different.
Really above and beyond.
That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
See, he's saying that's his thing. It's not different. It's just extremely better, and it's the definitive version, right? That's the whole idea. This is what. Look, guys. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are still gonna bicker and complain about this game and whatever. It's not worth it for them. That's fine. Like I said in my other video, it's at the end of the day, the value of a game is dependent. Even if this was a brand new game, at the end of the day, what one game is worth depends on the next person. The ironic thing is there's a lot of people that want Nintendo to make Metroid Prime, and bring that to the Switch. And those same people a lot of them are the same people complaining about this, which is kind of weird. There's like an inconsistency there, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's whatever value is there for each player, right? For me, like I said, just the graphics alone is worth it for me because I think it's such a massive overhaul graphically that it's going to add so much more of an immersion that you just could not get in the remastered version even. And then like they're going through, talking about, and again, I talked about this in my last video where we talked about The Last of Us part 1, and that's the features of the controller, right? The DualSense controller, it's going to add a lot of immersion with the haptic feedback and the adaptive adaptive triggers and whatever, and all that. And then of course the little things they're adding, like I said, the accessibility options. Maybe most of us, or a large portion of us, maybe don't maybe use those options, but that's massive for people that have any kind of disability that hinders them from experiencing it to its full potential. I mean, that's huge, right? That's massive. That alone is a big deal. And then beyond that, of course, we have like they're explaining, just the tweaks that they've done with the gameplay, right? The game is still, I mean, we talked about this earlier, the controls are still the same, but there's elements of the game that's changing. Like they said, the dynamic sort of, first of all, the 3D audio like we're seeing on screen right now. Also the dynamic, environments where, there's chippable and breakable kind of, things in the environment, right? And that's going to add a level of immersion. Like they said, when the turret's blasting at you and the concrete chips are flying all over the place, that's not something we had. It's obviously going to be the same game. Like I said, it's not a different game. It's the same game. And if you love the original game and you want an even more immersive experience, that's what this game, that's who this game is for. Again, not everybody's going to find value in that. I personally do, just in and of itself. Seeing this kind of trailer adds a lot more understanding to all the work that has went into it, and I think that's even more worth it for me. Is it something that swayed any of you guys? Were you already sold? Are you still not sold? Let me know in the comments. But I'm going to be playing through it, Lord willing, when the time comes. Because it's, first of all, I love the story of the first game, especially, and I think they've done a really fantastic job from what I can see. And like they were saying with the haptics, I mean, that alone, I'm a sucker for those kind of things. So maybe you're not, but again, you know, everybody's going to be different at the end of the day. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys soon. Until then, my friends, game on. Thanks for watching.